Hey everyone, and welcome back. So time for a bit of an update. It's been a couple of weeks, and thought I'd take you into the greenhouse, show you what's going on there, and also show you what's happening with the raised beds. Excuse the sunglasses, but I've had some bad hay fever. My eyes aren't looking very good. So let's have a look inside the greenhouse. The weather's been a bit chilly the last few days, but it's still been okay, not too bad. We've had unseasonably warm weather in the past couple months, so I guess we shouldn't complain. But hopefully the weather improves over the next few weeks. So let's have a look around the greenhouse and see what progress we have. So you can see the super chillies never really disappoint. Always early starters. I always get chillies quite early on these. Always the first to produce. It's quite a nice size one over there actually, hiding behind the leaves. That's nice, and a lot of flowers coming up from my other plants like the ring of fire. We can see there lots of flowers. I am picking the flowers off, but they seem to just be growing a lot quicker than I can pick them these days. This plant is looking beautiful. It's a Trinidad Douglas. I mean, that's just lovely. Look how thick the stem is. It's actually strange. It looks like I've never seen this before. It looks like two branches have come together. It's really strange. So if you look at the side profile, it's actually quite thin. Very odd. But yeah, that's quite an interesting one. But this plant is doing so well. It's so healthy. Look at those beautiful leaves. It really is doing well. But yeah, that is that's a bit strange. Let me know in the comments if you are growing Trinidad Douglas, if that's normal for you. But yeah, that's pretty odd. The other one's also quite thick for the age that these plants are. I wouldn't expect that. Although I've seen the same thing here with the 7-pot habanero. Must be something in my compost. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you have a similar growth like that. I mean, this is typically what I'm used to, is this sort of branch that you see over there, and pretty much like all my other plants. But yeah, maybe there's something in my soil that's doing this. But yeah, I'm not disappointed. Not a lot of flowers coming through yet. We can see there's a couple little buds showing their faces there, but that'll come through soon. So this one over here is my jalapeno Goliath. Definitely some flowers coming in there, and I am as well picking the flowers off of these just to try and stimulate the growth a bit more. I want these to be quite a bit bigger and bushier, and have a lot more fruit at the end of the season. So here's another one, 7-pot habanero. Again, very thick stalk. But look at all that growth. That's looking good. Happy with that. See the growth coming up at these nodes. These will be nice bushy plants. Another 7-pot habanero. Got some flowers coming up over there. I want to pick those off. But yeah, look at this growth. These are really healthy. I'm happy with the soil, happy with my watering. I think I've really nailed it down this year. The watering schedule is doing well. The soil mix that I'm using is doing really well. Really healthy plants. I just can't get over these stalks. I just honestly never seen that before. That's really strange. So let's go to the other side over here. These are my peri-peris and some others at the back there, but yeah, so that's peri-peri. That one over there, and this one at the back. And then this plant over here is my Romero. Again, all looking really healthy, lots of new growth. I mean, it's a great time of the season. You see the potential, you see where they're going to be in a couple months' time, and yeah, it's just really nice time. But yeah, very healthy, lots of new growth, beautiful color leaves, and yeah, lots of flowers coming through. So my cayenne, I didn't expect these to actually be fruiting so soon, but we can see here. I mean, I haven't been in the greenhouse. Well, I'm in the greenhouse quite frequently, but I'm not really paying close attention. I save a real close look at my plants. I save it for the videos that I do, the updates, so that, you know, as you're seeing it, I'm seeing it. I come in here and make sure that everything's working with the watering and that, but check that out. I've already got a little pepper coming through, and it's only June time, you know, a couple of weeks till July. So the only problem with your homegrown soil is seeds that are coming through, weed seeds. I just keep on plucking those out. It's not the end of the world. The chili plants dominate, so not too fussed, but as long as you keep plucking them out, you've got no problem. There's another cayenne at the back. This one isn't as advanced as this one over here, but he'll catch up. And this one here is doing very well as well. This is a ring of fire. So basically that's a extra hot cayenne plant. So it has the same sort of flavor profile as the cayenne, but a lot hotter. And at the end of the season, you'll see what I'm going to be doing with these. I've got some really cool sauce ideas. So quite excited about that. At the back there, another little cayenne plant. Again, he's playing catch up, but he'll get there. So yeah, this cayenne's getting quite tall. You can see that. It's getting to a point where I'll start stringing them up. So like I did last season, I've got this wire over here that I've strung all across the beam, all across there. And I have this line that I use and basically string it up. We'll be doing that in a couple of weeks, I'm sure. But yeah, he's getting to a point where he's going to need to be staked up. If this starts fruiting, it's going to get quite heavy, and I don't want to break any branches. So here, just picking out the weeds. But over there's another jalapeno Goliath. Never grown them before, so it'll be interesting to see how big they actually are compared to normal jalapenos. But yeah, he's doing well. Lots of nodes, lots of branches, got quite a firm base. And these are just my plain jalapenos. This is the one that I topped, so if you watch a previous video, just check up on the corner here. You should get a link to the video where I'm doing my topping experiment. This is the one that I've topped, and loads of new growth down below. You can see they're bushing out. And the sun's coming out, that's good. And this is the one that I am using as a control. So that one there has got a little line on it, and that one is not being topped. So still a lot bigger, a lot bushier than this one, but we'll see. At the end of the season, we'll do a comparison. Another jalapeno. This one's really getting tall, but I get this every year. The jalapenos really take over. That's why I've actually lowered my benches. So if you've seen a previous video that I've done, I've lowered these benches because it was about that much higher. So about, I think, 10 centimeters I took off, because these plants, the jalapenos especially, they were touching the roof here. And yeah, you don't want that to happen. It limits the growth a little bit, and also it started getting really difficult. Some of the jalapenos would be growing underneath or between the glass and the thing here, and it would get all squished. So it makes a bit of a mess. So there's my pepper dews. They're doing nicely. Lots of new growth. I just love it when these plants are multiplying their leaves like this. You can see just really healthy. I mean, this here, loads of little leaves. This here is just some of my veg that I'm growing out. This here is for my granddad. Planted it out, just a gem squash. It's doing really well. This is a lettuce. I planted some lettuce and not really having a lot of success, except for this one over here, which I know I should be planting out in the garden, but just haven't really got around to it. But these were all meant to be lettuces, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff coming up. I need to do a bit of research on how to plant lettuce, because even out there I've planted a few in the raised beds and I'll show you in a little while, but not really having a lot of success there. And I should plant these out as well. These are spring onions. I'll get those outside when I can. So let's just finish off on the peppers, and then I'll show you my vegetable plot quickly. So these down here are, well, I love growing these purely because of these beautiful flowers, the lovely purple flowers. They are beautiful. So these are the pubescence plants. They tend to have the purple flowers. So this one here is the ricotta red, capsicum pubescence, and I think I have another one. I think this might be, that's a locato pepper. So also capsicum pubescence. They tend to have furry leaves and furry stalks. You can see there, just it's a little different to your normal peppers, and also they have these purple flowers, which are always quite pretty. So do enjoy those. There's a few more peppers down the bottom there. They're all growing quite nicely. There's a couple baby peppers starting up with these, but lots of flowers. Here's one Ramiro that's growing quite rapidly. Remember last year, that was one of my early peppers as well, was a Ramiro. I ended up having quite a big one in beginning of July or end of June. So those grow quite quickly. There's another weed. And down there, those are not peppers. That one over there is a cucamelon. So I've just got him trailing up here. I grew them last year. It sort of took over this corner over here. They're basically little cucumber type things. They're tiny. They end up being like this. They look like baby watermelons, but they taste like a cucumber with a bit of a lemony zest. They're really nice. So I've got two of those plants growing over there. So these are Inca berries. Well, that's the name on the packet at least. They're known by quite a few different names depending on where you come from. I'll put them up on the screen down below here, what the other names might be. I have 2 pots going there. I'll be putting them outside once they've established themselves quite nicely. And then the last thing in the greenhouse is this down here. This is my artichokes. So I'm growing some artichokes in the greenhouse. I want to see if I can get them nicely established in here first, and then I will take them outside. The sun is awesome. It's making me sweat a little bit, especially in the greenhouse, of course, because it's a greenhouse and it gets very hot in here. But let's take a look outside. A couple things to show you there. Before I take you to my raised bed, I just wanted to share a little story with you. So my wife is not exactly a green thumb. She's not really good at growing plants. I think she's killed everything she's tried to grow in the past. And I do the growing thing, all the vegetable plot and the chilies. That's all my doing. The other night I came home and she excitedly came to me and told me that I must come look in the garden. And this is what she showed me. It's our very first artichoke. I wasn't sure that the artichoke was doing very well. We can see there that one doesn't look too great, but we planted this last year, I think September, and I really didn't expect to have much coming. I thought maybe another year before they grow and establish themselves, but yeah, we got our first artichoke out. So she was really excited to show me that. It's really nice to be able to share your passions and your hobbies with your husband or wife. So that was really cool. And of course, I'm really excited about my artichokes. So let's go take a look at the raised beds. So check out my corn. They are doing so well, and I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping that we have a decent harvest. Well, to be honest, I'd be happy with just 1 ear of corn off of these. It's the first time growing corn in this country. We obviously did it quite a bit in South Africa, but these are growing nicely. I started them in the greenhouse and planted them out a couple of weeks back, and they've established themselves quite nicely and they're looking healthy. This is my courgettes, and they're doing really well. They're all stretching out. I'm waiting for them to start climbing. I know this might sound a bit silly, but I'm not actually too sure whether they do climb, but anyway, we'll see. I think they must do. They must do. But they're all growing very well. And over here, these are my patty pan squashes. Again, growing very well. Lovely big leaves and lots of new growth. A little bit of weeds in that, but they dominate. I mean, I'm never worried about squashes and stuff. They just take over whatever area they're in. Over here, these are my gem squashes. Absolute favorite of mine and my family's. So they're always waiting for my gem squashes to be ready so that they can have some. But these are doing really well. And again, I've got loads of this weed. I actually don't know what this is. I need to look it up. It's strange. It looks like, not sure what it looks like, but I have loads of that coming up. Need to try and get rid of it. Again, not the end of the world. We've got a few flowers starting out. I think the next time that I film, we'll probably have some beautiful bright orange flowers from these squashes. They're always very pretty. And again, I'm waiting for these as well to start climbing. Obviously built this frame for them, so they better use it. I need to, you can see how this one is branching out, so I need to strap that up to the pole here so that it starts using this frame. My peas are looking great. They're just stretching all over. A few weeds here I need to sort out. But these are looking good. They're climbing nicely. They're using the trellis, so happy about that. We'll see how they do, but they're quite pretty. And loads of bok choy. We've already eaten some. I actually picked some from that bed over there the other day, and it was really good. But here's a whole row of them. Also radishes. We've picked all of them now. I made the mistake of growing just too many of them all at once, and we ended up having to snack on lots and lots of radishes, but I don't mind, I like them. And I started off a few more, so you can see a few more starting up over here. But my radishes, some were really big. These are obviously the leftover ones, but they were really cool. So over here I was talking inside the greenhouse about my lettuce. These that was meant to be lettuce over here, but obviously screwed that up. But yeah, I'll have to do a bit more research, figure it out. I know I'm doing something silly wrong, but I'll sort that out. So here, wow, that's incredible. So this is what this is where I cut off my pak choi that we ate the other day. So you see I just snipped it over here, took the from the base. So if you look at the pak choi, I just snipped it down underneath there, but left some leaves, and you can see here it's starting to grow back, so I'll probably get another pak choi out of that. And more weeds. Actually, I think these are all weeds, so I need to do a lot of weeding in here. We've got some spring onions. Just leave them be, see what they do. And over here, again, lots of weeding needed. But these here are my sugar snap peas, and they're starting to stretch up and grow, so they're starting to climb and use my climbing frame thing here. And the strawberries, loads and loads of strawberries. We had a bit of a get together yesterday, and one of my guests had a 2-year-old who was having lots of fun picking strawberries, and yeah, there's still loads more, but they're doing quite well. The only problem is I'm getting them eaten by some bugs. So not all of them, still plenty to go around, so I'm not going to net it off or anything. These things grow so quickly that we end up having loads of strawberries. The bugs can have some as well, so I'm not too worried. So that's it for this episode. This is a bit of a longer episode than normal for my updates and this sort of video that I make. So let me know in the comments below if it is a bit too long, and I'll try and cut it down the next time. Maybe do it a bit of a quicker update, but let me know in the comments either way. And I do read all of them, and I do appreciate you guys commenting and liking my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one. Bye bye for now.